everybody, welcome back to the Welsh Lady ASMR. Today's video is going to be a slow, whispered one, and I'm going to be back using a book. Today's book is the 1863 Bradshaw's Handbook. Some of you may be familiar with this book, as there have been a number of television series using this book, with Michael Portillo travelling all around the UK using this guidebook. And I normally keep it in my camper van because if I'm somewhere near a railway station, it's quite nice to use this guide to get some information about the area as it would have been in 1863, before the dreaded beaching cuts here in the UK, which in the 1960s sadly decimated the network of railways here in the UK. And today I wanted to read some information on the book and read out a few stations in my local area. I hope you will find this video relaxing and maybe even send you off to sleep. So I'm going to start off by reading you the information on this edition, which is obviously a replica of the 1863 Bradshaw's Guide. But let me tell you a little bit about George Bradshaw himself. According to this little guide, George Bradshaw became famous for producing the world's most successful and longest running combined railway timetable, a publication to be found in the library of every Victorian traveller. But in the middle of the 19th century, with the railway network reaching its peak and tourism by rail becoming a popular pursuit for the better off, his company shifted focus to tourist guides designed for the rail traveller. Bradshaw's descriptive railway handbook of Great Britain and Ireland was published in 4 parts, describing the sights to be seen in towns and cities encountered along selected railway journeys in each region. Gathered together into a single book, it bore the short title Bradshaw's Handbook, and after a few years passed into obscurity, remaining extremely rare to this day. Bradshaw's Handbook 1863 is a collector's item, a landmark in the history of the tour guide, snapshot of Britain in the 1860s. Bradshaw's Handbook deserves a place on the bookshelf of any traveller, railway enthusiast, historian, or Anglophile. Produced as the British railway network was reaching its zenith, and as tourism by rail became a serious pastime, it was the first national tourist guide specifically organised around railway journeys, and Bradshaw's Guide and used in the Great British Railway Journey television series, possibly the only surviving example of the 1863 edition. This luxury edition of Bradshaw's Handbook is leather-bound and printed on the finest paper to guarantee the collector a lifetime of enjoyment. Well, this particular copy my husband bought for us, and as I say, we do keep it in the camper van and refer to it whenever we are staying somewhere that has a railway. And it is a lovely addition, as you can see, and a faithful reproduction of the original. I thought I would read you a little bit from the book regarding the area in South Wales. So let's see what Bradshaw had to say about South Wales. First of all, let's listen to Bradshaw's Guide. Lovely. The book is in 4 parts, and the little bit I'm going to read you now starts off, or at least the bit I'm going to read you starts off in the county of Glamorganshire, which is the county I live in. One of the most southern counties in Wales, by far the largest and most beautiful in the Principality, and generally considered the Garden of Wales. The mountains are not so high as those in many of the surrounding counties, but their extreme abruptness imparts an air of wildness and elevation which greatly exceeds the reality. But what principally distinguishes this county is the profusion of coal, iron and limestone with which it everywhere abounds. These mineral riches have raised Glamorganshire to great importance during the last half-century. Immense establishments have been erected in the wildest parts of the country. Canals and roads have been formed at great expense to connect them with the coast, and these circumstances, reacting over the whole district and even far beyond it, have spread the influence of improvement throughout, the facilities of intercourse creating new sources of industry. Let's hear about Cardiff. Population 32,954. It has a telegraph station, hotels, the Cardiff Arms and the Angel. Market day is Saturday. Fairs the second Wednesday in March, April and May. June the 29th, September the 19th and November the 30th. Cardiff is a borough town and capital of Glamorganshire. wasteland by the Marquis of Bute, who is lord of the manor, are about 1 mile below the town, deep enough for ships, with a basin of 1.5 acres and an entrance 45 feet wide. A ship canal 1,400 yards long, 67 yards wide, runs up to the town. The coal and iron of Merthyr Tydfil and the neighbourhood are the chief exports, and the quantity almost doubles itself every 2 or 3 years. There are remains of the town walls with the Norman keep, 75 feet high, of the castle, in which Robert Curthose died in 1133, he having been imprisoned there for life by his brother Henry I. The parish church is very old and has a good tower. The new town hall, just built by H. Jones, is a handsome Italian pile, 170 feet long, including a police court, merchants' hall, corporation room, crown court, judges and other rooms, and a Nisai Prius court. There is also a large county jail. Within a short distance are Hensel, which belonged to Lord Chancellor Talbot, and Wenvoe Castle, the seat of R. Jenner Esquire, with a front of 374 feet. Well, as I've already read out some information on Cardiff, I think it's only fair that I read about the second large city in South Wales, which is Swansea. Well, at Swansea there is a telegraph station, the hotels, the Mackworth Arms, and the castle. Races held in September and a regatta in July. Market days are Wednesday and Saturday. Fairs on the second Saturday in May, August the 15th, October the 8th, July the 2nd, the second Saturday after October the 8th. The bankers, the branch Bank of England, the branch of Glamorgan Banking Company, and West of England. This important seat of the copper trade is also a parliamentary borough, jointly with Neath, and stands at the head of a fine bay on the west side of Glamorganshire, 216 miles from London, by the Great Western and South Wales Railways. Population 41,606. No copper ore is found in this part of Wales, but coal being abundant, it is brought hither from Cornwall and foreign countries to be fluxed. Swansea, being at the mouth of the Tawe, is called Abertawe by the Welsh, by running out 2 piers into the bay, one being 1,800 feet long. A good harbour has been enclosed belonged to this port. A castle was built here by the Normans, of which a massive quadrangular tower remains and presents an object of some beauty. Beneath it is the post office, a building in the medieval style recently erected. A large market house built in 1830 is 320 feet long. There are 3 churches, but the only one deserving notice is the parish church of St. Mary, which was rebuilt in the last century. Some of the numerous chapels are well built. The public assembly rooms and infirmary are handsome edifices. The Royal Institution of South Wales was established in 1835 and contains an important library of works relating to Welsh history, with a museum of coal fossils, antiquities, etc. This was the headquarters of the British Association at their visit in 1854. Besides works for copper smelting, there are others for tin, zinc, pottery, etc., all fostered by the abundance of coal and lime raised in the neighbourhood. Anthracite coal, chiefly for steamers, abounds here, and was used by the whole of the British steam fleet, reviewed in the Solent by Her Majesty Queen Victoria on April the 23rd, 1856. Well, I'm not sure that I recognise Cardiff or Swansea from the descriptions in this 1863 guide. However, the reason I love reading through the book is to get a sense of how towns, villages and cities were. And clearly we were still in the midst of huge industry and mining at this point in time. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope you found it relaxing, and I will see you on another